What's up, Warcraft? I gotta sleep more. I do. I need to sleep more. Everyone should sleep more. Sleep is great. But with that in mind, you know, this week I was up late a lot, messing around with my ingenious devices, my creation of War Smash, which combined with Hiveway, which notably I didn't make, you can then have an open source Warcraft 3 modding stack. And so I was just looking at these YouTube comments here for fun. This guy, the top guy, he says all the code is open source, can create a game using it, not Warcraft 3 models or graphics. Let me tell you what. Yes, you could optionally not use Warcraft 3 models. No, you could not avoid using Warcraft 3 graphics technology. The technology of how Warcraft 3 graphics are stored is pretty integral to these things. I don't, maybe Hiveway is different. I haven't spent a lot of time with it, but it seemed like it's pretty much the same. Where there would be a substantial technology effort to try to actually use a different format if you were going to use a different format. And you probably would need to use a different format if you were going to make a commercial game. So, to answer your question, essentially, the true answer is yes, I can make a game using it. No, you cannot, because you don't know how, but I do. That's interesting. In my opinion, that's better than when Bobby Kotick tells you that you can't make a game with Warcraft 3, not because you don't know how, but because he won't let you even if you do know how. So that's kind of good, but it is what it is, right? This guy says, wow, just the amount of work, incredible. To be fair, it would be fun to point out that a lot of the work wasn't me doing it. I think that's worth remembering. For example, Hiveway was not made by me. I did have to hack it the other night so that it would be SD graphics, because apparently if you just go to GitHub right now and then go to, what is it, Slider Fist? I always forget. All right, I'm just going to search Hiveway. But yeah, basically if you just go to, what is it, Saint Einherfist. Anyway, if you go to that and you get Hiveway from the current repo, he's got commits in here from like yesterday or something. So he changed some stuff after I was talking about it. But the version that I downloaded on Monday was only HD graphics. Like it's only reforged. And that's almost like the opposite of War Smash. War Smash, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't even load. I can't use a current present day reforged install in War Smash because I never upgraded MDX 1100 on that repo because I didn't feel like it. So those two are kind of at odds with each other, and I normalized it in this video. It's unfortunate I wasn't very loud. I wasn't talking to the mic in this video because I was trying to be quiet and not bother the people where I live and stuff. But I think it's cool to get excited about this technology and talk about it. And when I was making this video, it's maybe worth mentioning for people who want to know how I did that. What was I doing? War Smash was using a 131 install, I believe. But I had replaced common.j with common.j from Reforged. So I had the Reforged additional functions to call. Most of them are already in 131, but there are a couple that weren't. So War Smash was off in its own kind of planet. Meanwhile, Hiveway was actually loading from my Reforged installation because Hiveway loves to be in the latest version of the game. So that's an interesting thing that may or may not be a problem for you if you try to use these technologies. It would certainly be fun to normalize the open source tech stack so that you could use it while only having one copy of Warcraft 3 on the computer. That would kind of be ideal. But my world of liking to use old versions is apparently different than maybe the Hiveway ideology, which seems to lean towards using the newest version, and that includes Reforged. So yeah, I don't know, you say it's a lot of work. I'm not sure if it is because part of it is other people's work. Do you stream by chance? No, I haven't streamed on Twitch since 2016? 2014? Something like that. I did once. I couldn't find it if I tried. All that is gone. This guy is afraid of my genius. I'm afraid that he might not be a real person and he might just be a Russian troll to make me feel egotistical because he doesn't have anything on his channel. This guy says, how can we test it out? And that's a great question. And if you can gather from what I was just describing, it's not as easy as I wish it were. There's two halves to the open source Warcraft 3 tech stack in my video. One half is Hiveway for the map editor. The other half is War Smash. War Smash, you can actually go on YouTube and you can do War Smash in 2 minutes. And War Smash in 2 minutes is a video that explains how to play War Smash in 2 minutes. And
there's going to be a video on how to start. Okay,
most of this, you know, I'm not going to listen to myself talk here, but you go to the Hive Workshop and you see where it says Warcraft, and you download that. And then once you download that, you go extract it to a folder, and that's great. Now you have Warcraft 3. Then you go on the Hive Workshop to where it says War Smash, and you download that one too. And you put that inside of Warcraft 3, and then you have the War Smash. Now, if you want to be fancy, like I was doing, I was not actually running War Smash from a binary, from the Hive like that. I was running War Smash from GitHub. So in that case, I was actually using a version of War Smash that was downloaded off of GitHub. In order to do that, you'll need Java installed on your computer. And once you have Java installed on your computer, there's a batch script right here, welaunch.bat. It's a world editor launching utility for all your world editor needs. And basically what you do, this just runs the Gradle script with whatever arguments you put to it. So you can have welaunch-load file on a file name like you would do with a Warcraft 3 binary. So that's pretty much how you'd have a world editor auto-launch this. And the nice part is that batch file is running Gradle. And so because it's running Gradle, you don't even have to have a code editor installed. It'll just run the source code essentially from command line. And build itself using the Gradle wrapper that's already in the War Smash repo, using all that stuff, and it'll just work. The only part of it that won't just work, so to speak, is War Smash finding your Warcraft 3 install, which generally doesn't work. And so for that, you want to go to Core Assets in your downloaded War Smash, and you have this INI file. And the version that's in the repo is not great. You'll probably have to fix it. All these paths right now are like absolute paths, and you'd want to put the absolute path to the Warcraft 3 that you download from this. And if you do that, you have this version of War Smash that has a world editor launch script, so you can just auto launch a map, and then it's building from source. So you have the full customizability, like it's not just like a binary, like from Hive, like in this 2 minutes video. So that's the War Smash side. But the Hiveway side, to get like what I was doing, it's a little bit more painful because you have to reinvent the way it does graphics to do SD instead of HD, because apparently Hiveway deleted its own SD graphics systems. That's not totally deleted, but they're like commented out and broken in a whole bunch of places. So I fixed that. But actually, here's the trick. This is the good thing about open source. Remember this St. Eigenherfist over here? If you just put Retera instead on GitHub, you'll notice that Retera has basic instanced SD renderer that you can get on GitHub. This is actually the one I used in my fun video of my open source tech stack. So if you download that, then you'll just have whatever I had. And I think it should just work. Except you want to also merge this branch with my other branch. And my other branch is let's see, Hiveway 2023. Yeah. Okay. So there was another branch I made that I didn't think to push up so people could use it. But now that I'm talking about it in a video, let's put it there. The Hiveway Run War Smash branch, which makes Hiveway Run War Smash when you click test, which is a dumb branch because you have to customize it again. I was using an absolute path. Ideally, you wouldn't do that. Ideally, you would use a relative path. So I'm gonna push this up to the world. I think it's called fork instead of origin. Hiveway Run War Smash. Cool. So now, again on this public page, you have Hiveway Run War Smash, which has it has 2 commits. What are the 2 commits? Okay, so I guess apparently Hiveway Run War Smash also includes the instanced rendering thing for SD, basically the rendering fix. So I guess Hiveway Run War Smash maybe is all my stuff, it's not just only the one. But here's the main change. When it has Warcraft path and it creates a Qt string that was using the hierarchy root directory specified by the user when they picked their Warcraft 3 install, and then it was grabbing x86/Warcraft 3. Now instead it was grabbing welaunch.bat. If you didn't care about running War Smash from source, maybe you could continue to use this hierarchy root directory that's like the user chosen directory of Hiveway, and you could probably edit this instead so that it would like pick your War Smash binary, which you just, instead of x86 Warcraft 3, it would probably just be like /warsmash/warsmash.exe or whatever your thing is called. Cool. So that is how I did it. For whoever was saying in the wonderful comments down here, how can we test it out? Now, for anybody who's listened to me blabber for this long, but isn't able to do what I was doing, we could also try running it again for fun and talking about what is this thing I'm talking about, the great fun, the inspiration for my previous video that I'm spent all this time explaining how you could be running. What is that? And so for me, what that is where we get this map editor where fundamentally I could run Hiveway, and it builds and it compiles and it runs from source, this map editor, and then when I click test map, it runs from source the game to test. Unfortunately, instead of doing that, it appears to have just completely crashed off of my computer. Now that's probably because Hiveway says it only works with this Visual Studio preview thing, and I guess maybe the preview has some kind of bug and it just crashed. So let's not run Hiveway as fast. I guess I have to let it load for a while or something. Probably. What's new? Visual Studio is updated to 17.7, which is a version. Hiveway had all these things noting somewhere. I thought I saw that you could only run it on 17.7 Visual Studio, which seems weird to me, but whatever. So apparently also it was trying to go default back to Clang. We don't want to default to Clang. Don't do that. That's something messed up in my configuration. Is I have or CLang, Clang, whatever you want to call that. I had CLang in my configuration. You don't want CLang in your configuration. It makes everything harder. It doesn't really work with Hiveway. It seems to be the case that in order to compile Hiveway, you have to use the MSVC compiler, Microsoft Visual Studio compiler. That's the way to do it. So, although you can run Warsmash natively on Linux very easily, maybe Hiveway isn't really that easy to do that because it's not written in Java, it's written in C++. So it makes you wonder, you know, like should I try to make a C++ map editor? I don't know. But anyway, so like my point with this, and this is like some default Hiveway map. I didn't make this map. This is the map that always opens by default on Hiveway for me. I'm sure it's configurable, you know, in your Hiveway directory. You could change that, but I didn't change it. So I'm going to put this archer, I'm going to drag her to the other side of the river, and I'm going to test map just as this example. So the whole point is it's an open source map editor. Anything on the screen, we could go in, we could hack it, we could change it, we could fix all its bugs. And then when I test map, I'm running an open source game, and so anything on the screen in the game, we could go in and hack and fix the bugs just the same. Although, actually, I think the game won't run because right there inside Warsmash, again, like I said about how Hiveway really wants, as far as I can tell, the latest version of Warcraft 3. So I was running that off of Reforged. Warsmash doesn't do that. So instead, I like older versions. The older, the better. And so where we meet in the middle is I was emulating 131 in Warsmash. And as soon as I stopped running Warsmash from Hiveway the other night and just started playing Warsmash normally, I messed up my config files because then I was back on patch 122. So to get my 131 emulator, we're going to take Warsmash Hiveway friend and rename that to warsmash.ini. And I think that'll probably fix it so that now I can go back, test map again from Hiveway. Should probably open up and launch now instead of exploding like it did. I think. Maybe. Unless I'm forgetting something. Which is quite possible. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I wonder if we can test the default map on Hiveway. I really have no idea. I guess where we just were in Warsmash with these INI files, there are also the logs. So we could try to see what are the 5 latest logs, and we can see that the 5 latest logs are at a different date than right now. So Hiveway is not even really, it's not even finding the thing to run. So like basically, and we were looking at Hiveway, we're looking at right here, what is this? This is hiveway.cpp file. That file that's set to run Warsmash, maybe it's not. Maybe it's like the wrong branch or something for me right now. I don't know. I don't think I would have done that, but then again, you know, does this have Warsmash in it? It does. It has Warsmash in it. It's trying to run WeLaunch. So I don't know what's wrong then. That's interesting. Did I need to like push enter on here? Get like unfreeze one of these terminals? It's probably not that. So I'm kind of guessing like maybe the hierarchies map foldery thing doesn't know where I am until I save map as or something. That wouldn't totally surprise me. It's like, what if I call this default map? Okay, new folder, default map. Because like now maybe I could test it. Maybe. It's also kind of weird that Hiveway likes to run map as a folder, which is a little bit different. I don't know. Maybe that'll test it. So you can see this. It's a technology that's kind of in its infancy, really. But the concept, it's the concept that I think is so cool, which is that I could sit here and I could make a map. I could put a bunch of captains on my map, and then I can go play the game with all the captains in it. Sorry, there's like 3 of them on top of each other right here. I can go play the game with all the captains in it. And yeah, and do that. Maybe you can. Maybe not. I don't know. Is there some reason that Warsmash won't? So at this point, I don't even have the code editor open for Warsmash, but you shouldn't need to, right? I mean, that's just an optional thing. Like, I should be able to just go in here in Warsmash and be like, Gradle desktop run game, and it should just play Warsmash. And maybe this is like what's not working right now. I don't know. Because then it should just run the game from source code at that point. You know, it's not even. It just basically Gradle. You know, it's a build processing thing. Yeah, here we go. So here's the game. So then, why can't we do that from within Hiveway? I don't know why it's not working, to be honest. Maybe it's because I never used Open Map. Honestly, I'm wondering, like, is it like you open the map? You know how, like, open source, like, if you reinvented it, it could be reinvented wrong? Well, what if it's that? Now that I open the map, maybe we know where the map is. Because it was the default load of the map on startup. It wasn't the open map function call. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I've made that mistake when I was building GUIs. Or, I don't know, maybe Warsmash is just having a giant fit. Are there still not? Let's try the thing where we look at the newest logs again. There's only one newest log, and that's when I opened it myself. But why? Why is that? It's like we want to run Warsmash WeLaunch.bat. Well, I guess it says if it can't save the map. Maybe it can't save the map. For some reason. For some reason I can't save the map. Wait, now the mouse is spinning with a mouse loading wheel. It's making me curious. Did Warsmash do anything? No. Why was the spinning wheel spinning then? I really kind of, it makes me wish there was like a error logging thing. So you can see I have not read all of the code of Hiveway. You know, this is a map editor made by Egan or St. Egan Fist or whatever. But I don't have all that code of his memorized, so I couldn't tell you why, you know, what would be the reason if it didn't just open. Which is interesting, because it would be nice. It would be nice if it would just open. But it doesn't seem to want to do that. Warcraft path. And it does Warcraft start. But Warcraft is here just referring to a queue process, so that's just a variable name of their queue process. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. What about the other map I was working on? So there was this other map I was working on. It was like, it was originally called Blank Snow because it started out as a blank snow map. But this map from my other video, I ought to be able to test this one. Can I test this one? Like, what's the limit here? Oh, that one I can test. Why? Why the difference? That's dumb. I think the difference is probably because of spaces. I'll bet it's failing to load spaces. Passes them to war smash. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. So the WeLaunch script, I know it's capable of handling spaces, but probably somewhere in there, something I'm doing is making it not have spaces or not handle it correctly. I don't know if that's like the way that Highway is passing it.
Well,
so this is the fun thing. When you have an open source editor, things break. And unlike Warcraft 3, where you would just be like, wow, now for the next 5 years, while Bobby Kotick gets his things together, we're going to have to deal with that bug because no one can fix it. And that's not how it is for me. For me, I can just fix it. So what I'm probably going to do is we have like load file and then from standard string canonical file system path, I'm just going to put escape quote string in here. We'll just escape that string, honestly. Sorry, I need to put some more, an escape string on the end. And then restart the editor, just like that. We fix the map editor. I'm like, wow, there was a bug. It couldn't handle spaces. What am I going to do? Am I going to live for the next year while I wait for someone at Activision to fix it? Which they'll never do because they don't care? No, I don't have to do that. I'm just like, wow, screw you bugs. I'm going to fix the bugs. That's what we do around here. Okay, now let's just test. What is this? This is a default map. Apparently it's saved that I moved her across the river on the default startup. That's kind of creepy. But let's just do it. It's the default start map. Now we're going to test it. It ought to work. It might not, for all I know. But I wanted it to, if that was any consolation. Yeah, okay, so we still can't handle spaces. But you know what? Maybe we can try to figure out why we can't handle spaces. So I'm going to look at this SLK loading thing. I want to try to find that because I want to know what command he uses to log stuff. And I'm going to log what we're trying to run here. Standard print, of course. All right, so yeah, we're just going to standard print the arguments because I can. That way when we click test, it's going to show me so I get visual feedback so I know what's wrong. This is, so apparently all that ranting about fixing it, I didn't fix it yet. But the point remains that I could have fixed it if I knew more about what was happening. How about that? Oh, the build failed. You can't just standard print the arguments. Okay. Oh, it's a string list. That's so dumb. Well, that's probably what's wrong then. So I can't standard print it because I was misinterpreting this as being a string building thing, but it's not. It's a string list. And so what that means is that you can't escape the strings like I wanted to, right? Instead, we have to put parentheses around from standard string, and we're going to concatenate. Now, I know all the C++ wizards, they tell you don't do string concatenate with plus sign. That is what they tell you. But you know what? I like things that work. Things that work are great because they work. And then, after you make them work, you can go and clean up your code and make something beautiful. Cool. So now it's rebuilding, but now I probably fixed it for real. And if I didn't, we'll go back to this logging idea with standard print. But my thinking is that by wrapping this thing in quotations, I'm going to make it into one argument. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right. Time to learn standard print. got to figure out, what is this thing doing? Why does QStringList have to be like that? And I guess the other thing that I could try to do is just print this map file path being loaded and try to say, you know, like, what do I get if I standard print that much? That's going to be a string. Even if, this one's a Q string. It'll figure itself out. I just want to see it. I want to see, why is it doing this? You know, to what extent is the string with spaces not what we think it is? Build failed. Really, I can't standard print simple. Okay, so fs canonical path. So I guess the problem is I'm used to dealing with the C++ standard library. I haven't been spending my days in Qt recently. So I don't like Q strings anymore because they don't let me plus sign. They don't have plus sign operator overload. Now what's it so mad about? Standard has no cout. Okay. Where is that? Why is that all of a sudden a problem? That's a strange problem and I don't like it. I'm just going to try to recompile to see if this thing would figure itself out, because it's like fundamentally failing in a way that isn't really relevant. And I don't like that. Alright, so if I don't standard print, then does the problem go away? Is that really what it is? There's some module you have to enable, something special, to be allowed to standard print. And I don't have that special permission. That's why I went to look at the other print function, because I figured last time I was in Visual Studio C++, it made printing exceedingly more difficult than I would have thought that it needed to be. Alright, so instead of standard print, how about standard cout? Can I do that? Because that is the standard library, so you would think that that would work. But it's Windows, so maybe not. You can tell I've been spending a lot of time not on Windows. We're gonna get there though. We're gonna get there. See, and this is why people at Activision quit their jobs and go work somewhere else, probably. But then again, whatever. Cool. So this thing right here. So then you have to wonder, can we not just copy this? Just edit, copy this, and then I go into my Gradle, where I literally could run or smash command line down here. Maybe you guys can't see this, but I'm just running run game. So actually, we could just do WeLaunch. It's even better. WeLaunch. And after WeLaunch, I'm gonna put the test map right here. Oh, build failed. So apparently that's the problem. WeLaunch hates us. So then you have to wonder, why does WeLaunch hate us? Can we just put the R's in quotes? And the answer is no, we can't. And I have been spending my days in Bash and not in batch files. Can I just put more quotes? Somebody explained this to me a long time ago, and it's not what I want it to be. Okay, no, you can't do triple quotes. Can I do double quotes? I just wanted to, you know, go in there, basically. Okay, so apparently the problem is war smash and the WeLaunch script. Never mind, it's not. It's something more dumb than that. What if I just put it after run game? Is there ever a world where they would just do that? Actually, no. I'm gonna just do it right now myself. Gradle desktop run game, and then I'm just gonna put this thing right here. Can I just do that? I need a Gradle W, and we need a dash load file. Okay, no, you can't do that. So if I was going to do some of this, I bet I can do it from Bash. I'll bet you it'll probably work now. I'm not, maybe I'm, I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, now it did the thing where it momentarily shows the front screen and then it loads the map. So I know how to do it from Bash. If I was on Linux, it would just work. But how do you do it in a batch file? Here we are. Got our map.
All too
She's
easy.
on the other side of the river, just like you
Done.
want.
Fair
Is
enough.
water walkable? No.
Done.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so that's kind of cool, but basically this is where, you know, how do you fix things? Probably by asking ChatGPT, honestly, but let me try the old way right now. We'll just ask Google. Batch file, what is it, $@? But I need $@ quotations, right? Like this relaunch script is messed up because you can't do this thing. Oh, it's %*. Sorry, no, not $@. In parentheses. Or, sorry, no, in quotations. Dealing with quotations in batch scripts. Okay, set my var equals this thing. Okay, not the quotes. So they're doing a set. Yeah, I don't know. Can we get ChatGPT? How about like Bing Chat? Let's ask the Bing AI, because that's ChatGPT from Microsoft. Microsoft, okay. Hey, how do I deal with a batch file that uses this in quotations? I am having the problem that the quotations are doubled up because %* also includes a variable that also might have quotations, but maybe not. Cool. Now Bing Chat will explain to me how to write a batch file, because this is how you do programming in 2030. You can use the following syntax to remove the double quotes from the variables. %var equals quote equals %. To remove double quotes from any string of variables, you can either remove quotes from any of the ends or outer quotes, or remove all the quotes at once. For example, if you have a variable myvar, here's myvar equals that thing. So the weird part is, okay, this gives me an idea. What if I wanted to use the same syntax to replace all quotes with escaped quotes that are preceded by a \. This is why we use ChatGPT. Okay, it pretends to search and then it uses its sentient AI garbage to give you an answer. Okay, great. Replace all quotes with escape quotes that are preceded by \. That looks fake. Is that true? What is this template stuff? Get off of my screen, Microsoft. I'm talking to our future overlords. Okay, I actually don't know if this works, but I'm gonna try it. Let me go to welaunch.bat. So basically the problem in welaunch.bat is that the PRs thing, it needs its quotes escaped. So can I have like, okay, you know what? I'm making this too hard for myself. Why make myself do what I don't know how to do? So how would you use that same replacement inline applied to the quoted variable used in the following? Okay, yeah, we'll just give it our code. You know what? This is if you just give your code to the AI, they'll figure it out. Okay, yeah, it pretends to search it again, which is comedy because it probably doesn't really need to do that. The syntax would be this thing. Okay, great, thank you. Exactly what I needed to know. And honestly, batch files are stupid. Look at how stupid that's not human. Who would have done that? You need an AI to figure out a Windows batch file. Come on. All right, now I probably fixed it. Let's go to Hiveway and test the map. How smart is Bing AI really? Is it really smart? Okay, never mind. That was too bold. I shouldn't have done that. We should just try to relaunch with the pargs load file with the escape quotes over here. Sorry, no, just relaunch, right? Relaunch.bat? Yeah. We'll load file this thing. I wonder if these need this because I'm on. You know, how much is Windows and how much is Bash? Nope, it didn't work. Okay. But why didn't it work? It didn't work because it didn't do what we want. Can you give me an example that sets a variable equal to %* and then does the replacement on its own line and then runs this fixed line at the end? Cool. This is what we really want. Right there. Yeah. So you can see anytime you try to do open source things, you get into the wonderful rabbit hole of open source where you we innovate, we break things, we create things, we do wonderful things, and then after we do them all, ChatGPT tells us stupid things and our code doesn't work. I think that ChatGPT is being dumb, and what if we don't do that? Didn't it originally tell me that the syntax to replace these wouldn't be like that at all, and it would be \quote equals? So like, why did it sometimes have double \quote in the %var? Doesn't that seem wrong? But now, the single quote becoming an escaped quote didn't really happen. Like I look at that and it's like this is no more escaped than the one before it. So maybe we have to double escape it. I don't know. It's either that or the whole replacement thing isn't actually working. No, double escaping didn't work either. That's really annoying. Oh, then it does this thing where it scrolls away. Microsoft, don't do that. Okay. It seems that when I run this, the args variable is still not escaped. Maybe the problem is how I'm running it, but is there anything you can suggest? All right, so that's great. Let me try test map again, just to see, like, you know. Oh, now it works. Okay, so ChatGPT's thing works. It just doesn't work for me. Thanks, ChatGPT, or Bing Chat, or whatever they call you these days. That's really smart. Oh, wait. Okay, it got farther, but it exploded. So why did it explode? So if you look at War Smash, and if we look at assets, if we look at logs, we look at the latest 5 things, what do we got? What do we got here? It blew up because there's no such map file. Test. So you can see it didn't actually work correctly. It worked almost correctly. I think it probably did the same thing that I did. Task map was not found. So, yeah, it had the same problem I did. It wasn't escaped at all. Yeah, okay. So, now this tells me WeLaunch.bat doesn't exist. Okay. But it's just because I'm in the wrong folder. Oh, it wants the exact command I am running. Okay. Okay, sure. The following data is in the root directory of my project in a file called WeLaunch.bat. Let me just like wrap it in some of these. Okay, so then I run this file with ./WeLaunch.bat. Yeah. The intention of no, Microsoft, no. I don't. They built this weird. They're like trying to do iPhone. You know, what is it? The gestures, iPhone gestures. Let's make a gesture that if you hit the scroll wheel on the text, everything disappears, and then I have like a mouse that like sometimes scrolls when you shouldn't, or something like that. Or I was trying to scroll to see what I was doing, and it just, why, Microsoft? Why would you do that? You know, of all the people who should have the billions of dollars to take over this AI project, you're probably not one of them. Give it back, Microsoft. There's no back button either. They're like, wow, you're on the same page. It was just a JavaScript animation. This is what the world has come to. I was about to have my code saved by a world-leading artificial intelligence, but I can't because I scrolled down and there's no scroll back up. Oh, look, now it's back. But why? Why is it only back now? Okay, inside WeLaunch.bat. Okay, then I run with : this thing. Okay, so cat WeLaunch.bat. Why? Why does the thing in the background move while I'm typing? Okay. Yes. Let's have it tell me what I should do. Looks like the command is correct. Can you provide me the output? Okay. Yes, I will provide you the output. Actually, that gives me an idea. CMD. We're just going to run it in CMD. We launch.bat. Launch.bat. Oh. Yeah, okay. So this is where actually on Windows it wouldn't be WeLaunch.bat because it should be what? You can go up? Alright. Anyway, batch sucks a lot. What even is this? WeLaunch.bat, load files, C/users. Source repos. My username is micro from Microsoft because Microsoft didn't let me choose my username. I always thought that was pretty funny. They forced that one on me. Okay. Build failed. Map not found in the root project. Here is the output error. Task map was not found in the root project. Looks like the error is not related to the command. Okay, now I've confused a world-leading artificial intelligence. It is related. Here's the full output. That's what I'm going to say. It is related. Here is the full output. Yes. Okay, it looks like the issue is the command you're running, the quotes are not escaped. Wow, you figured it out. Can you please try running the following command instead? Oh, what a comedian. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Bing Chat, you comedian. Now, to be fair, you have to think about how intelligent Bing Chat is that it figured this out. It's walking me through the process of debugging War Spanish. It's like, wow, you should run this instead. That'll run the game. And like it understands symbolically everything we're looking at and what's happening. And it's doing the same process that I did 5 minutes ago when I walked through debugging it. And that's something special. You know, there's some people who say, no, the AI is stupid. It just mimics random things people made up.
Point the way.
I mean, I guess maybe, but also probably not.
Say no more.
Okay, great. So you can see it understands how to do this. That totally worked and launched exactly what I wanted. However, my overall goal is to be able to launch this in an automatic way from the WeLaunch.bat script. How should I do that? Okay, now it's going to tell me something stupid about, you can run your bash file from Windows Task. Sorry, no, not automatic like that. Sorry, not automatic like that, but rather I am working with an open source C++ program, and when I click a button in the program, it is running WeLaunch.bat -load file some generated path. And this is why I need the WeLaunch.bat script to actually honor the quotes or lack thereof on the arguments. Thank you, Microsoft. I see. You can try using the call command. Really? That is run the command with the quotes around the argument. Does that really make a difference? Is that true? Why is that? Why does that make a difference? I'm gonna go try it, but I'm just wondering, why does that make a difference? Okay, Microsoft. While Microsoft explains the call command, I'm gonna go in here where I'm running this thing, and I'm gonna change this so that arguments is indeed. So what? It runs. How does this work? So this thing. Going to be the call command. Okay, so we're going to run the call command like they want, and then from there we're going to run ./relaunch. Well, it can't be ./relaunch. It actually has to be this big long absolute path. So I am in that sense slightly deviating from what our glorious AI said to do, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. Do you think the call command is really going to make a difference? I'm pretty skeptical of this. I think that's dumb. I wonder if this is what Activision employees do every day. Like, wow, we better fix the game. Oh, have you asked ChatGPT how to do it yet? No, man, let's go ask it. Maybe it'll tell us. Because, like, we don't know. Maybe. Do you think the call command really makes a difference? No, it doesn't make a difference, okay? There's no way that was going to work. Call command calls another batch file, and you call it will continue to run after that. In this case, call command should ensure the quotes are preserved. It's a freaking liar. It's a generative AI liar, and it's wrong. And it's frustrating. That did not appear to help. Here is the C++ that I am using. Ba 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 ba. Okay, let me just get the whole. Yeah, we'll just get the whole thing and give it that. I'm just gonna give it all the C++. This is all open source. You know, it could have scraped this off the web. Okay, it looks like you're using QProcess. According to the Qt documentation, it's a string list. Okay, so what are you gonna do then? Oh, now you're going back to what I did before. Okay, now you're just broken. It's like, wow. Let me just put some generated path in here. Cool. For the sake of making this code easy to use without fixing it, can you replace some generated path with the exact and correct value we want, which is this thing. Okay. That thing, the canonical file system path. Okay, sure, here's the updated code. We're gonna run relaunch.bat and then load a file. And then this thing. That is what I was doing. You piece of garbage, that is exactly what I was doing. Minus, what, like the comment they got rid of? Okay, there's no way that's gonna work. It didn't work. I'm gonna tell it didn't work because I know that it won't. I'm just, for the benefit of the doubt, in case this machine somehow has divine intellect, which it doesn't, by the way, I'm gonna try running this and see what happens. Building. Boo, 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 boo. Test map. How did that work? What did it do? I didn't even read it. I just pasted it in. I was like, here's the code, you stupid bot. Now fix it. Oh, no, it didn't work. Okay. Oh, yeah. Good. I am glad that didn't work because, to be totally honest, it was exactly identical to what I did before, and if that did work, I was going to be pretty sad. Okay, so if we want to look at the error of what went wrong, I'm guessing. All right, sorry. This needs to be like less core assets logs / this error file. The latest error, of course, is this thing illegal argument exception, no such map file data test, because it didn't put the quotation marks around it. So it is, again, it's falling back to data/test instead of data/test space map. So why don't we just paste this exception to the Bing chat, although it might help it if I didn't have it on multiple lines so that it was all formatted perfectly. Okay, great. That gave me the following exception inside the code. Okay, we'll see how smart is Bing chat. Did you really figure this out? Did you really figure this out? Okay, because the path is incorrect. Yes, the path is correct, but the quotes are not escaping properly. This is why it the exception thinks that we were loading test cut off by the lack of a space, when really we wanted to load something called test map. Okay. Yeah. I'm using a backslash before each quote character. All right. Maybe that's smart. Is that really going to work? If that does work, because now it isn't what I did before, and so if it does work, that's kind of smart. And we ought to give some credits to Bing for that one. But then it's, see, that's the other problem, is once they have a system like this, like, am I even going to build War Smash anymore? Or am I just going to become dumb-ified? Because why would I go through the trouble of doing this the way that I learned to do this if I can just ask a supercomputer, hey, here's the code, what is wrong? Oh, thanks, you fixed it. That's wonderful. Thank you. You know, I mean, if you can do that, why in the fudge will anyone be doing anything anymore? Because, and it worked, it was right. Wasn't it? Maybe? No, wait, no, I aired it out again. You piece of garbage. Now it's just trolling me. Now you have to wonder. Is it smart enough that it knows what's wrong and it doesn't want to tell me? Or is it the much more likely scenario that AI actually doesn't have magic powers, and given the full scope of the problem, its little generative brain runs out of symbolic memory space and has the same problem again? It appears that I got the same exception after attempting this fix, but I do not, I'm not going to say I don't know why. I'm going to say, why would that be? And it's going to try to generate an answer. The answer is probably going to be stupid. I'm sorry to hear that the exception is still being thrown. It's possible that there's another issue. Can you try debugging the code and see if you find any other issues? Yes. The issue is that the queue process launches WeLaunch, and the WeLaunch launches Gradle W, and the Gradle W, by that point, forgot about the escaped quotes. Like, it's obvious what's wrong, like, it just doesn't... Okay, it sounds like the quotes are being launched. One solution would be to add another set of quotes around the WeLaunch script. Really? Okay. So, what is all this? Why are you doing all this? So it's like, wow, why don't we just change WeLaunch so it runs Java home versions? This should add another set of quotes so that it passes correctly. Honestly, let's try it. This thing seems pretty smart. What could go wrong? As long as it doesn't say, like, you know, send Bitcoin wallet to Microsoft in the code, we're pretty okay trying things here. Okay, so I'm just going to nuke the contents of WeLaunch. And then, oh, okay, so maybe I'm not going to do that. So now I got to paste this back in there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, okay. Great. Great. Yes. Go, go, go. What'll it do now? Didn't even work. Yeah, I don't know. I think all this stuff about Gradle options is stupid. Not probably what we want.